Today we are going to be quick firing. So essentially, we're going to be going through some simple ways you can improve your posture whilst you're at work or in the office, or basically anywhere that you're going to be sitting or in a not ideal resting position for quite a long time. These are all things that I use day to day, working at home, and you can kind of adapt and adopt as you see fit. Hope it's useful. Let's get to it. So, first step, let's start with the basics. If you have to be sat down for a prolonged time period, there's three main things I want to be thinking about. The first is to try and activate your glutes and your core as much as possible. It's hard because you're sat down on your glutes, but if you plant your feet, you can kind of screw them into the floor, create some external rotation, which is going to help lift through the spine a little bit and protect your back. Second little cue ties in, so it's about keeping your head lifted and your spine long, so there's less of a feeling of compression through the lower back. And then the third thing, which links to both of these, is to have your setup so that your screen or whatever you're looking at is ideally at eye level, so that you're not slouching over, slumping down. So your neck can kind of stay long, you don't have to crane forward. So support at your lumbar, like one of these, can be useful, that you shove down sort of on your chair behind your lower back. But if we can transition to be more self-supported and not having to rely on a rest, then I think that's more ideal long term. Cool, let's go to tip number 2. So top tip 2 is just to think about taking regular breaks whenever you can, whether it's from the screen or whatever it is you're doing. Every 20 minutes or so, just to go for a walk or have a stretch or do sort of a posture reset like we did in last week's video. It's gonna make a big difference. The same thing goes for your commute. Whatever you can do to kind of make it more active is going to benefit you. Whoa, loud cars. If you can walk or run to work, then that's ideal. But even if you have to drive or take public transport, you can think about maybe stopping a little bit further away some days and then walking a little bit more. Essentially, you don't want to be static for a prolonged time period, because that's when things start to set in and we start to get these postural issues and all the nasty stuff that kind of comes along with it. On a similar note, if you can switch up your sitting positions within that 25 to 30 minute period, then you're going to benefit a lot from that too. So it could be just as simple as sitting cross-legged and switching that up, doing both sides. But depending on how flexible your workplace is, then maybe kneeling, maybe sitting on the floor. There's loads of different positions that we don't really explore. Different ways to move our hips. Doesn't always have to be in that conventional sitting position. Maybe even on a stability ball if your workplace is super flexible. Cool. So tip 4 is to experiment with stand-in workstations. Obviously some places are going to be a little bit more receptive than others, but I have heard of people who've kind of spoke to their workplace and got a standing desk. And if you ever do any work at home, then you can set one up really easily. So I just got a simple shelf screwed into the wall, and then some blocks and a laptop stand. And I've just got some mats to stand on, a little balance board thing, some balls on the floor to stand on. And that's pretty much it. I switch between that and then sit in some of the ways that I just showed. And that kind of keeps me from getting too locked up throughout the day. The last tip I have with posture at work and throughout the day is just to do your best. It's easy to get caught up on being perfect and having this perfect alignment all throughout the day. But in reality is that it's an illusion. There's no one perfect position that we should all be resting in at any one time. It's just about moving as often as you can, doing the best you can with what you have, and not beating yourself up if you don't feel like you're perfect. You're doing good. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know what you thought, and if you would like to see more like this, then hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell as well. Feel free to join the conversation by leaving a comment below, and yeah, just share with me your thoughts, your feedback, what you'd like to see more of, less of. Just let me know. I'll be back next week. Have a healthy, heroic one, and yeah, I'll see you soon.